Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Zelda 1 Randomizer Weekly. Today we've got an interesting treat for you. We've got a Swordless seed. And as you can see, starting off here, we are starting in the vanilla location, but there are no swords in that cave, just your choice of a blue candle or a blue candle. And the race is currently underway. With me in the co-commentator booth is Fury SK, who knows a little something about Swordless. Isn't that correct?
I don't know anything. That's why I'm sitting in here.
Well, I know long seeds, and we're hoping that this is not going to be one of them.
Well, there's Wizrobes on the overworld. That's probably a pretty good sign that you're not going to have a completely terrible dungeon setup.
Hmm.
Lionels are better than Wizrobes most of the time, especially when you
Yeah.
don't have a sword to stab them with, since the one impact won't work.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, with Swordless, the only thing that are able to damage Wizrobes will be bombs. Um, Speaking of special weapons that we need, because we are running Swordless here, there is a few little interesting things. The first and foremost, we are going to be needing that magic wand in order to defeat Ganon, because since we don't have a sword, well, we got to use something to take down the pig. And as a result of that, there's a few other enemies that are going to be a little more difficult to take down. Pole's voice, not they're going to be weak against the wand and the bow. They won't fall to anything else. Dark nuts. Well, dark nuts are bombs, but also the wand. Gleox will only be able to be defeated with the wand, and Wizrobes only with bombs. But Wizrobes are in the overworld, and that is a relief. Anyway, Alsoa has located level 4.
I don't know if you saw it on Truant's side, but the Armos that he just burned, it just has Lizzie's favorite item, the book. So, pretty useless Armos item.
Yeah, unfortunately, with these particular flag sets, we're not dealing with an atlas, and we're not dealing with a book to understand old men. Which, by the way, we do have helpful hints turned on. And wow, that's seven rupees for a pack of bombs. That's pretty good.
Yep, so this should really be, for the most part, an information start for most runners. And what I'm saying there is, with helpful hints on and without heart shuffle, there's only a handful of items overall that are shuffled in. So you're not dealing with the whole 23 item shuffle where you have to deal with
Ooh,
multiple archetypes in a dungeon.
random effect taking a death on that particular Armo screen. Unfortunately, no, chat. We are not dealing with boomsticks. I think that would make Swordless just a little bit too easy.
I'd expect a lot of the runners to kind of either gamble their way up, as you see Elsoa trying to do on that screen, or look for the
Running,
large secrets, save, and then go find themselves the hint shops and try and get all their information so they know where to dig first and prioritize.
the 98 rupees. Well, we are dealing with the first quest overworld, so at least there's going to be a few of those available. Yeah, 25 for our mid secrets, so we're still kind of a little bit below average. And here we got level 3. And Alsoa running into a Gleok. Fortunately, that is a room that contains absolutely nothing, so we don't need to worry about that. But here we go. We've got some Wizrobes, or not Wizrobes, the Dark Nuts. I'm looking at Dark Nuts and thinking Wizrobes because honestly, both of them are just that bad. Here we got level 9 here, just close to start, which is fairly nice. Nice to know level 9 is just one up and A away. Here we go, Alsoa doing a candle clip to get past that those dark nuts in that room. We got level 7 here on Truant Gamer's side, whereas King Doll is in level 4. So one of the problems, of course, is that having the blue candle, unfortunately, I think that was a power bracelet pickup on Truant Gamer's side. Yeah, unfortunately, having the I was gonna say having the blue candle is terrible, but Alsoa getting the red candle, that means he has a permanent weapon. Now, unfortunately, the weapon's not going to be able to take down some of the more complicated enemies, but it's going to be great burning through Gibdos, like we see here on Alsoa's side.
Yeah, it's a rather significant lead to have that red candle so early in the seed. Multiple firing at Gibdos in this case means it's easy to clear without expending any bombs, and with it being shapes, you need all your bombs.
Yeah, and speaking of bomb, the Magic Sword and White Sword locations have actually been replaced with a bomb upgrade, like we see here on Truant Gamer's side. Now, we don't know whether that's the White Sword or the Magic Sword. Now, Soa here at the Vanilla Level 3 location. And we just find some money. Ooh, it's another large.
Yep, since its first quest overworld, the large secret just being too short of its vanilla number really isn't that impactful in my opinion. It's more impactful that our medium and our door repair are almost the same number, since the medium secret rolled low and the door repair rolled.
Yeah, that's not very good. And you're going to have to forgive me here. I'm so used to seeing everything in its vanilla location. We just got off the heels of the 2019 Randomizer tournament. And, oop, Alsoa getting hit. Choosing to save. There we go. King Doll grabbing that 98 secret. So yeah, so unfortunately, because we're back to regular vanilla cave shuffle. That means we don't know where our secret, we don't know where our hint shops are.
Yeah, the bigger issue will be if they are expensive hints at any point. You'll have to
Yeah,
decide whether or not you want to traverse the overworld if they're halfway across the overworld and you can't get to them easy. It's just dependent on whether or not you want to retry at that point and spend all that time, or if you want to bite the bullet and lose most of your money and hope that you don't need to buy wood arrows and that silvers are somewhere pretty quick.
And here we go. We've got Alsoa, checking out Candle Row. Truant Gamer going to check out the level 1 location. And here's our first hint shop. And wow, you're right. Those are very expensive hints, but that's not too far away from start.
Yeah, Truant just needs to get up to. So I think random effects number is a lot better, and he's got Sail Not to Save the Princess as the first hint.
Gria grumbles with the ladder. Okay, so level 7's got a ladder. Gria. Sometimes I just go back and forth between the pronunciation.
So if Gria grumbles, then means we probably didn't see a power bracelet pick up at this point, or at least not in level 7. Since I don't think Heart Shuffles.
I do believe, really, because I thought we saw a power bracelet in one of the levels.
I can go back and peek again, but I thought it was off for this one. It is in fact off.
That's
and
interesting.
He doesn't appear to have it either, so it looks like maybe just we saw something like a compass or some sort of random.
Yeah, that must have been a compass or something. Oh.
The merchant has a bomb upgrade along the coast, I believe I just saw, which would make that monocle rock a magical sword.
Yeah, magical sword. Actually,
It's near the desert, I believe, for Monocle, given its location to the
Yeah.
desert is one tile away. So I believe that's why it would not qualify
Oh,
for that.
oh, you know what? No, that I think that would be the white sword because the magic sword would just be meet the whoever at the wherever.
Yeah, the hints for the coast, so that's the white sword is what I was
Yeah.
implying.
So that means the other upgrade that we ran into, I think that must have been the magic sword.
Yeah. Meanwhile, can we talk about this level 1 once it comes up on random side again?
Um, yeah, that's an interesting level one.
I
Rather
mean,
tiny.
level 3 in its own right is kind of beautiful, but that level 1, triple set.
Ooh. Now here's level 5. So we're not having a whole lot of trouble finding these levels. Now what we are having trouble with is unfortunately having to, gang out. There we go. There you go. That's how you do it. One item that I think all the players here would really like to see is a boomerang. So
Yeah, if you can
boomerang,
get it early in a dungeon that you don't have to dig like level 6, definitely
yeah.
would.
Well, I would say even late. I mean, a boomerang even late because it allows you to make better use of bombs or your candle shot if you haven't upgraded the red candle. Here we go. Here's level 5's map, and oh boy, look at that.
It doesn't look like mathematically it's the largest number of rooms ever, but the setup there is kind of interesting.
Interestingly enough, we haven't run into any ladder blocks yet.
It's worth noting, though, that level 1 did have silvers pretty quickly in it, and random does have them, so he won't have to spend any money on wood arrows to see.
That is good, but unfortunately, we're still going to need a bow. Now here's a bomb upgrade. And ooh, wow, 14. Now, also only has 3 hearts, so that's a maximum bomb upgrade of 6. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, can't the bomb upgrade in Swordless actually go higher than 6?
Nope.
Nope.
That would be Blackout that sends it skyrocketing up.
Ah, okay. Even so, though, that still means that they have an access to a whopping 24 bombs if they manage to get enough hearts to, do you get the magic sword pair. No, Soa unfortunately taking a rest here. What have we got over here in this forest with King Doll? Just some money. Another small secret. Random effects in here in the forest. 7 rupee bombs is very nice to see. So it looks like we're going to be pretty good for bombs on this seed. Am I required or not? Well, let's see here. No. No, you are not required.
So we have 3 runners now up to red candles since level 3 was not too tricky to find on the overworld. So everybody outside of random so far has a repeatable weapon, even though it doesn't damage all enemies out there. It's a nice solid item to have early.
There we go. Random effect. Gonna be leaving that book behind. I don't actually believe that we've seen what's on the coast yet. Oh yeah, we do. It's just the magic boomerang.
Yep, so both boomerangs are going to play a little bit hard to get with one being in 6 and one requiring you to find a ladder. So not sure if either one's actually going to come into play in the end.
Well, I guess it all depends. I mean, they still have to go into level 6. If they... Well, I guess since they know that it's not going to be on the ground, then they're not going to worry about checking the staircases in 6.
King Doll, meanwhile, did find the second set of hints. He knows that well, if he finds the other hint shop, he'll know he doesn't have to dig 2 for the raft because it's not required. And he also now knows that the Any key is the second item in level 1. He just hasn't seen the silvers in level 1.
So there's our White Sword bomb upgrade, and unfortunately, Random Effect does not have enough hearts. Here we go. What have we got here? It is. Now, since we are dealing with shapes here, and level 5 is double segmented, that will mean there will be 2 sets of staircases in level 5. One of them connecting to that additional segment, and the other one connecting to somewhere else in the level, just like the vanilla level 5 has. And then on top of that, there will be a staircase leading to the item. And yeah, ooh, take a look at all those whiz robes. So this has a possibility of being the item room here on Alsoa's side. Unfortunately, though, yeah, there we go. Manages to take out all the fires. They will return. We have an item. It is the wand. Now, normally the wand is a nice-to-have item, but in Swordless, the magic wand is crucial.
It wasn't the easiest thing to get to from what I saw on Alsoa's traversing a level 5. It looked like it was in the other segment, and it was a handful of rooms away. I think it was a bomb required to get into the room as well.
Yeah, and there was a room full of fires too, so fortunately for Alsoa, because he has that red candle, it wasn't too difficult, but for some of the other runners, that might be a little bit, you might have to spend some bombs to get, past that.
Actually, I lied. It was just the transport staircase and then bomb left there, and you were all set with the wand. So I don't think you'll troll too many runners after they get the map.
Yep, and with that, Alsoa has full cleared level 5. We're not really interested in hearts this seed.
And I think Alsoa's going to get a little fortunate here as long as he doesn't take the any roads. Well,
He just took the any roads.
But yeah, level 1 was right there, so he had a chance to also clean up silvers and any key if he had gone there.
Yeah, well, he just undid what he did, so having a good understanding of how the any roads work.
All right,
but here we go, we've got level
3,
7.
I think we've already set up, but that also helps you find out that the wand, or not the wand, the recorder is in level 8. So more information for runners that they have readily available early on in dungeons.
And here on True Gamer's side, we have what I like to call a Fagasm, which is a bunch of fairies. It's a pun on the Craigasm joke, which I don't actually understand, but
yeah, I think we go with the Inception reference or Fairyception when we're racing.
Well.
But you can call it whatever you want. It's just a bunch of fairies that explode because you hit all those enemies at once on the right count. And looks like White Sword is in the bomb spot in the northeast, and it's 6 hearts.
Here we go, King Doll getting the Triforce out of level 5. So is continuing to dig out this level 7. I don't know, I think he got the information the raft is in here.
Looks like King Doll is still using his... Sorry, King Doll is still using his red candle, so I'm wondering if he left level 5 after getting Triforce in his...
Excuse me, I mean the step ladder, not the raft. Now we've got a level 2 sighting on Random Effects side. And we have a Patra sighting on random effects side, and that is not good because Patras can only be taken down with the wand.
It's probably a good thing that he's actually fairly blocked out of level 2 because it's a non-required item that's going to be in there. So as long as he can't get around this direction, he's going to be forced back out with the Patra and the likes in the circle moat room since he's unlikely to burn his bombs there.
Now, what item did we think is in level 2? Oh, that's right, the raft. Yeah, Chet makes a good point. The bow's probably in 4 or 8. I'm probably going to be guess the bow's in 8. Although the bow is usually in level 4.
Yep, you can already deduce that the red ring and the heart container are the items that are going to be at level 9. So this is
Yeah, we're
pretty
not
much all
even.
set for items.
I was going to say, we're not even. We're almost just after 20 minutes in, we already know where most of our items are. But it's one thing to know where all the items are, it's another to go find them. And that does bring up a good point. If we can deduce the red ring is in 9, then I wonder if any of our racers here are going to make a play for, the blue ring. And there's the magic key for King Doll. And here is a room that could possibly contain the step ladder.
If it does, then you almost want to call it wand blocked, because that's a lot of bombs you'd have to expend, and you already had to burn some just to get to that room, since I believe it was.
Now, it is worth noting that we do have regular enemy HP, so the HP is not shuffled. So that's nowhere near as bad as what we might have seen during some of the bracket flags during the All Boards No Swords tournament. And that block does not push. And that's something you definitely don't want to see, is having to go through and kill all those Dark Nuts just to find that the block does not push. And that block doesn't push, and you can barely even see that.
Yeah, if you had a list of palette shuffles that runners don't like out of the current remaining options, I think the level that Elso is in is probably near the top, if not the top, on every runner's list.
Yeah, the problem with level 7 is, for its size, it only has that one item, or 2 items if you're playing with the, heart shuffle. Level 6 is equally as large. Well, for the most part, probably equally as large. But I think maybe there's just a little bit. Well, level 6 and 7, I'd say, are pretty much tied. Now, in vanilla, level 7 is definitely worse. Here we go. King Doll receiving that Triforce out of the level he was just in. And we did see a Gleeok on Elsoa's side. So, unfortunately, that Gleeok does not appear to be required. Now, a Gleeok could still be guarding a Triforce somewhere. Here we got Truant Gamer in level 1. So there's a heart container on the ground right away.
Yep, and silvers aren't too far past the entryway as well, so those 2 items come in quick succession, and then I think the any key is just a little bit more traveling if you decide to go for it, but still not that difficult to get as long as you can burn some stuff.
Yeah, the any key is on the screen here that Truant Gamer and Random Effect are on.
It may not give you much combat, but that is a I guess I would call it a peace of mind pickup, because in Swordless, what you need to do is conserve your resources just in case you need to go buy bombs or give an old man some keys. And if you're burning all your money buying keys, then you don't have any money to buy bombs. If you don't have any money to buy bombs, then at some point you might have to find an overworld spot to farm, and that's not fun.
Yeah. No, I would say that the magic key is kind of, well, it's not combat related, but it is kind of, because it cuts down significantly on the amount of combat you do need to do. Because because if that's the case, you won't need to stop. You won't need to be worrying about clearing rooms to find anything other than the Triforce or the compass, or yeah. And here, random effect is going to have to go back and forth between, the room and the staircase. This is something that you normally, wouldn't be able to do. But with the block clip, that does become possible, and there is no item on the floor there. A random effect would be looking for a second floor drop, since this is level 1. Now, Soa not having a whole lot of luck here in level 7.
I think Ram's just looking for that Triforce piece at this point. It'll take the heart if you can find.
Well, wait, the heart was like the first thing in level... okay, yeah, he must be looking for the Triforce. So he must have found the heart out of level 1, because it was on the floor in like the second screen. And he does have the silver arrows. There's a dig dogger, but we're not interested in that dig dogger. Kind of feels almost refreshingly easy to not have Heart Shuffle turned on.
It is a fun but often overused flag, in my opinion.
But I think what it is that I think it just flat out adds time to your run. And well, I mean, that might be fun if trying to figure out the puzzle and the order of how you find items is what excites you. Then yeah, it's a good flag, but at the same time, it's like, if you're racing against others, I think you like to have the bare minimums as possible. Trolley seeds is fun, but mostly for the audience.
I think its popularity is based on the fact that it actually keeps runners a little bit closer because it requires more clearing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that Tektite just trolled Truant to death there, literally.
So we do have a ladder block here in level 7, but fortunately that ladder block, there's got to be a workaround somehow. We know this because of the hint that we received in the shop. And there's a Gleeok, and oh boy, if the step ladder is past this room, then the only way to get past here is to fight this Gleeok, and you must go into level 5 to receive that wand.
And it was the room that Truant died in earlier that had the Triforce in level 1, so that's doubly unfortunate.
Yeah. So it looks like Elsoa's gonna bail on that room for now. Maybe get a little bit more health. With only 3 heart containers, a 4-headed Gleeok is not fun. Not fun at all. But there we go, there's a bomb upgrade. Unfortunately, Elsoa does not have enough moolah to get the bombs.
I don't think he's that upset about it. He already has 1 bomb upgrade, and he knows he's still got to save some money since he does not have the Any-Keys location determined at the...
Oh, look at this. We have a Goma.
That can be required.
That's spicy. This seed got just a little bit spicier. Because if the stepladder is hidden under that Goma, that means, well, we know that the bow is going to be required, but it does mean that unfortunately Elsoa is going to have to come back. And oh, there's a level 7 for you. Take a look at that.
Yep, my quick math, that's usually not very good, suggests we are at 28 rooms on level.
I just look at that and I go, ouch. So yeah, it's, you know what, at this point in time, it's looking like there's only two options. Defeat
Well,
that Goma or defeat that Gleok. But hold on, we can bomb down here.
he's got the whole bottom row left to go, and that's even if you didn't have the map in your possession, the randomizer still requires there to be at least one room on the bottom row, so you'd know to bomb down somewhere at
Here
some
we
point. Use
go.
the staircase.
Here we go. So I was incorrect. That Goma was a Goma was a bit of a red herring, and here, nope, that's the segment. Oh boy.
Well, I think he's already taken the segment, so
Oh, but look at that. Oh,
does it go
no,
here?
you know what? I bet you that. Oh, come on. Is this gonna lead? Nope. This is the step ladder.
Half a heart, don't die.
For a minute there, I was worried that that was just gonna lead to the other spot. So
Well,
that
you know
means
I was 100% rooting for those staircases to connect and Goma to be it.
yes. But yeah, no. Apparently, this game is a lot more lenient tonight than it usually is. I don't know who touched the bot, but
Well, I would have been yelled at.
not my fault.
Regardless, that would have been something if it was a kind of a right order progression seed as opposed to just kind of knowing where things are and being able to get right to them.
Yeah, speaking of that, Bo, so I don't think we've seen level 4 yet, have we? Oh no, we have seen level 4. Level 4 was the very first thing Elsoa stepped into.
Yep, it was really close to start, but we kind of bailed on level 4 quickly.
Speaking of Elsoa finally finding level 1. Aquamentus awaits in the forest.
Yep, King Doll probably would like to just show him his Triforce piece from level 1.
And here we got some land molas on here. But with the red candle, those land molas are fairly simple.
Yep, so here's the struggle for random effect. He did not find level 3's item before he got to level 5, and he has already seen the room that the wand is in, but it's kind of a pain to clear on just blue candle and handful of bombs, so he's opted not to clean it up yet.
Yeah, so King Doll, clear out this room here, see what's underneath the rocks. We do know the item is just a boomerang. Nope, I guess that's the Triforce room.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if he knew that and just picked it up, or if he got Y-Force there, just a little.
Yeah, he must have known, because he's not going back in.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Alsoa appears to have found his silvers on the floor, so everybody on the restream now has their silver arrows from level 1.
So that would be the magic sword bomb upgrade there on King Doll's side.
Nope,
Here
that's
we
the white
go.
sword.
Oh, that's the white sword item. Okay. Anyway, here's the one for random effect. Now it is it is worth noting that Alsoa is the only one of our racers who's been in level 7 and who has the step ladder. We haven't seen any blocks just yet Oh, the raft, getting word that the raft was ladder blocked in level 2, but of course they don't need it. I don't know if we've seen any other ladder blocks.
King Doll got that power container just beyond, I guess, the White Sword bomb upgrade in the Taken E1 and came back for it and now has his bomb upgrade as well.
Yeah, 10 bombs is not bad. And also, having those extra bomb upgrades is useful if you ever run into a situation where, you don't have any keys to pay the toll or it's asking for something else, you can just pay a bomb. Which, is worth its weight in gold in Swordless, but even so, it's better than not being able to progress. There we go, and King Doll getting the word that level 7 has the ladder. It's gonna up in A, retry, get his money back.
I'd still give also a slight lead here based on the fact that he's dug through level 7, gotten Triforce and Ladder, and has gotten out, but
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how much time Random can make up now that he has his wand in hand.
And Alsoa is going to snub the blue boomerang. Some of the community would call that a very good idea. Others would call that a foolish idea.
36 and change in with wand and red candle would think it would be foolish to pick up any boomerang, whether it's magical or not.
Yeah, level 4 is a dinosaur. Actually, I would even do one better. I would say that level 4, we are in the stomach of Barney the dinosaur. And let's hope that level 4's Triforce is not ladder blocked. Because that would be very bad. And it's not.
Now, the real question is, what is the item in here? Because it's either something of moderate use or something of necessity.
Whoa, what if it's past here? Uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks like it's ladder required, so that is yet another bonus for Alsoa. Since he has his ladder, the moment he goes back there, he can get whatever's in there.
Oh, so Alsoa just got booked.
Well, if you're trying to book it, sometimes having the candle burn open a bush is not too...
I mean, Alsoa, it's a swordless seed, not a candleless seed.
Yeah, but you still have to select swap it.
Still waiting for the flag set where the candle can be, wand and book blocked.
See, I'm waiting for the wand to spit fire until you get the book and learn how to not burn yourself to death.
That would be nice.
Now, Truant has found level 8, so now the second runner to know where level 8 is. The question still remains as to whether or not the second item is Power Bracelet or Bow.
Oh my, oh my. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no. I think we safely say that Alsoa has the lead here. We just took a look at level 8, and you go left, it's nope. You go down, it's nope. And unfortunately, True Gamers here in level 4 is going to also find a whole load of nope. Be able to grab the Triforce, however.
I'll say this, the one thing that plays against Alsoa just a little bit is he does not have all of the hint knowledge that everybody else has. I think he spent on that bomb upgrade really early, so he does not have the same hint knowledge.
Yeah,
So he's
he's
probably not likely to know that this is a boomerang. That's probably not the most significant pickup.
Yeah. And of course, one of the things is that because he's got that, ladder, it does mean he's going to be able to, like, say, go take that top route in this room here. So it's going to add a little bit of extra time to his exploration.
If there's ever a room that you're happy to see lag in, it's the Lionel room that he was just in.
Mm.
It
And
gives
of
you a little
course,
bit of leeway to actually see the Lionels setting up to fire so you can dodge and
so that's
end up not
interesting. Yes, well, so didn't actually clear out that Lionel room with the Triforce. But it looks like he's going to go back there right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. I think the boomerang may have been a dungeon hint. I don't know that it was necessarily in the hint shop, so maybe he knew.
Anyway, do you think Elsoa is going to go back into level 6? Hopefully not.
Nope.
Yeah, no, he's going to leave. I mean, we still haven't located the recorder yet.
No, he doesn't know where a lot of things are, but he does know that the size of level 6 tends to be rather large, and he'd rather just keep moving even if he doesn't know what the item is.
Yeah. So hopefully Elsoa will go back to level 4, and we'll see if the bow is in level 4 or not. At the moment, he is the only one who's going to be able to find out for any of our racers. Now, Elsoa is going to go back into level 2.
I'm not sure how much of this Elso actually saw earlier. I think his route was just a little bit different than everybody else's, which is why he got to the Armos screen late. And so we may not see level 4 get dug by Elso very soon after, but we may see him go towards the White Sword Cave, which is where level 8 is.
Yeah. Now, it looks like Elsoa is going to try and take down this Patra, and the Patra takes him down instead. And that is definitely one of those rooms where you really wish you hadn't picked up the book.
He actually had a chance there to go ahead and burn himself for half a heart of damage and dodge the orbital for 2 damage. But, now still got taken apart, and now the Patra's just deciding to walk towards him when he's on the left side, so that's no fun.
Yeah. Yeah, with the way things are right now, I would not be surprised if any of our runners are thinking of Blue Ring. Truant Gamer definitely has the money for it. King Doll is, a few rupees short, but, is getting there.
Yeah, Ram's now at the second-hand shop that's in the grave, and he's going to get a little bit of repeat information, but he also knows now that Red Candle's in 3 and that he won't have to redig 2 since he already has the raft hint, that it's not required.
And there's the raft for Elsoa.
Yeah, the bonus for him is that even if he doesn't know because he doesn't have that hint, it was really expensive, it's only going to require him to look at 2 extra spots, and it didn't require any extra dungeon exploration, as it's on the only path you can really take it to.
Yeah. Yeah, here
Bet
we've
you'd
got
like to
random.
have more. I bet you'd like to have more blue dark nuts in 2A.
I was gonna say random effect up here on Death Mountain.
Yeah, I think it's an empty Death Mountain seed. I believe we have every dungeon found, even
Yeah.
though he does not.
Yeah, there's really nothing up on Death Mountain we could ever possibly need. Oh, there we go. Elsoa grabbing that clock. There we go. We've got the compass. Unfortunately, King Doll, getting the bad news that the item is ladder blocked. Here we go. We have the map to level 2.
Oh, hey, it's patcher blocked.
Oh hey, that's really weird looking level. But yeah, no, you're gonna have to take this patcher down.
So wand required to finish 2 in its entirety.
Yeah, and
And
unfortunately the wand really it's just ugly to use with that book.
the unfortunate part about that specific setup is he picked the wrong time to actually kill the orbital, and it set it into its consistent motion of I'm going to expand forever.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those orbital patrolings. That's the control. And everybody else follows that pattern. Now I've seen in the code how the Patras are coded.
They did it again, which is amazing.
Just waiting for Fred to introduce custom Patra orbits.
No, let's not do that.
Full screen attack Patras. Well, the good news is that Patrobes are literally impossible. There we go. Looks like he's got the Patra down to 2 orbits, 1 orbit. There we go. He's got this. There we go. Oh boy, that was a tough one.
I'm just going to go ahead and find out the same unfortunate news that Alsoa found out quite a while ago. But on the bright side, he did just get a fairy drop when he was beeping, so it's probably going to save him potentially having to go back.
Yeah, remember, also has taken quite a many deaths in this seed so far.
Yeah, he's leaving the door open for some of the runners on Restream and some running behind the scenes. It's a rather
Oh,
big race.
here we go. I think, was this where... Yeah, if we go left here... Nope, this is not it. Yeah. Now here we go, Elsoa, quickly finding the Triforce to level 8. And now Elsoa is going to be digging back in because we still do not know what the items are. There are 2 staircase items, and one of them is bound to be useful.
Well, one of them is guaranteed to be a recorder. It's just a question of whether or not the second one is going to be particularly useful. Looks like now both King Doll and
That's
Truon
true.
also now have their wand, so that's a big boost to their ability to clear double.
Yeah, everybody's got their wand now, so at this point in time, the only item outstanding is the bow. The bow could very well be in this room here, and it's not. Oh, we got Wall Masters.
Yeah, this level 8 play is such a difficult call to make with 4 outstanding as a item that you don't have yet, but without the flute to get back up here, it's also a significant walk, and I think that's the reason why he's going to dig it with 2 items that he doesn't know. If he had found, say, Recorder 1 room in and Triforce 2 rooms in, I think the decision becomes a lot more difficult.
Yeah. No, you're right. At this point in time, he's probably got a better shot at the item being here than it would be in level 4. And, at this point in time, he's also, because he's being able to explore, nobody else has been to level 7. He's the only one who has the opportunity to clear this dungeon fully. So he's got time to spare.
You know what the best part about Hint Shuffle is?
What's that?
You can walk into level 8 and get told where level 8's location is on the overworld.
Yep. So it looks like all the other runners are in level 7 simultaneously.
If everybody else got a lot of the hints, and thus they know
There it
that it
is.
has to have the ladder, and yeah, there's the bow. So that puts Power Bracelet in 4, and we know where everything is.
Yep. So now all Alsoa has to do is trek into 4, grab that Triforce, and then go all the way back to level 3, where his ordeal started. And that's it. Then we just have level 9, which is still going to be fairly ugly looking, unless we have one of those really quick level 9s. Meanwhile, everybody else here on the search for that ladder that we know for sure is required.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Also's got the Triforce in 4, or if he's going to progress back that way on the overworld to maintain his heart count.
Yeah, he might. Well, maybe he. No, I don't think he got the Harkin or the Triforce out of 4. He might be saving that Triforce out of 4 for a quick refill, because don't forget level 9 is not that far away.
Yeah, that was what I was assuming he was doing, but
Yeah.
it concerned me just a little bit when he just went strutting past level 4 like, I don't need you.
I don't need you any 4. If you play Jackbox, you'd understand.
Yeah, this level 7 is definitely the play of the game thus far for Elsoa. Being able to find his way in the second segment towards the map, which led him to the exact rooms he needed to bomb to find the ladder, has really put him quite a bit ahead of the pack.
Now looking at it, it seems like no one's found the Triforce side of level 3 yet. So maybe that Triforce was ladder blocked. Well, there's the map. Map in our old friend, the shoot room.
If I remember correctly, it was segmented.
Yes, it is.
The up in A, so he must know a rough location of a staircase that he can take somewhere around here. But I don't think it'll ever be that room unless you have second quest staircases on, which we do not.
So none of our other runners have the map at level 7. We know that the ladder is tucked all the way at the very bottom left.
It's in the middle bottom. I think random's just
Well,
one room away. He goes one more to the left.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I was gonna say, not the very left, but sort of the most left. I guess you can say the leftmost point of the dungeon at the very bottom. But left point that you can go. So like here.
Yeah, the furthest left on the major segment of 7.
Yeah.
In the event, he does have the ladder now, so he's got to really rush to catch up to what looks to be our current lead.
Yeah. So now Random Effect's got to go back into level 8, and he's got to dig out the bow. He's got to go back into level 3, and well, he's already got level 4. He might think about going back into level 4 before heading into level 8 first. Because he knows where the item is most likely in level 4. Meanwhile, 8 is completely uncharted territory for him. Meanwhile, we've got Truant Gamer trying to beat up this Gleeok. And there we go. We've got the Triforce out of 3 for Elsoa. That only leaves one Tringle left.
It's pretty convenient to also have found a heart container in level 3 because it has put him up to 7. At one point, he was clearing level 7 on 3 hearts, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and here we have level 4. Nice manhandle kill.
And we see Random going with the Triforce in level 2 because he has that hint, or he has both hint shops worth of hints at this point.
Yep. He also has a wand that does not shoot fire, so that patcher was a lot easier. Not that, swordless patchers are any easier than normal. And one of the things we're finding here was interesting with Elsoa is that he is not gravitating towards the area with the Triforce. Instead, he's doing a lot more exploration.
Does also know where it's at?
I don't think so. Well, here we go. We've got the dinosaur on our map here. So now we just need, I think this was, nope, that's just money. Now, so I might still check out the item anyway to see if it's the red ring. But yeah,
Yeah, it
at
just
this,
depends on his hint coverage. Again, I don't think he has the same information everybody else has,
yeah.
so
Now,
he
now,
would.
unfortunately, because of the nature of these flags, we know it can't be the red ring because we know the power bracelet cannot be in level 9. You know, due to the fact that we don't have important items at 9 turned on. Here we go, random effect, finding that bow.
Yep, he knows where the Triforce is as well, so he's just going to collect that and he's going to run. So it's actually going to be extremely close between Random Effect and Elso going into
There
level
we go.
9. I think Elso will have maybe a 2-minute lead or 3.
Now, don't forget, random effect does have to dig out that Triforce out of 3.
Yeah, it's just a question of whether or not level 9 control you hard enough to lose a 2 to 3 to 4-minute lead, and the answer is definitely it can. Just will it?
Well, this is interesting. We can only go up or to the left. And hey, look at that. We've got Pole's voices. I haven't seen those all seed.
Yeah, we are switching audio to Elso, who has random music in the game going as his optional flag set, so make no mistake, he is in level 9.
There we go. We
And
got
compass.
Yep. And map straight after.
Yeah, he's getting quite fortunate with what he's finding on the ground so far. So probably going to try and secure his path to Zelda and see if Gan happens to be on the way. That's a roar.
That is a roar. Well, we've got a door.
And he was to the west, and you gotta kill a bunch of keys to get back. He does make the smart play to bomb, and he can definitely tell that there is a room there. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't check through the bomb hole since he won't get trapped. But anyways, here's Ganon in the circle moat room. Fun time.
Now, Alsoa doesn't have any protection, so unfortunately getting hit by Ganon is going to cost him 4 hearts. It's going to take 8 hits with this wand to take him down. Oh, Alsoa getting Hyrule drivered.
Yep, and don't look now, but Random Effect is now in the same room with him. Doesn't have the information yet, but it's a definite race.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the issue with Ganon in any sort of room is to be able to force his pattern to go up so you have extra time to find him as he's coming down on the left. You actually have to get to the halfway point tile set in the room. So there's like a center tile. There's a total of 7 tiles top to bottom. You have to be on tile 4 at least for him to go up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So a lot of the games usually have a an over/under kind of pixel placement to determine certain enemy behavior.
All right, here's a little bit better stun lock. We may have him this time.
We do have him indeed, Alsoa taking down the pig.
So now, will that one room that he bombed but didn't go into, will that have a shutter door in it? Trolling me wants to say no, but the kidnapped awaits just next door, dude. Seriously.
And that's it. That's game, set, match for Alsoa. And indeed, Alsoa has finished in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 9 seconds.
Well, we are now joined officially by Alsoa. GG, and congratulations on finding a rather trolly route through level 7 to get that ladder to open literally everything else.
Thank you. So, my whole reason for not leaving level 7 when I saw the Goma block is I refused to accept the possibility of the Goma block until it was forced upon me.
Obviously, that was a very good play.
You don't know how hard I was rooting for that one transport in the bottom row to take you to the next room.
I was actually kind of expecting it, not gonna lie.
Alright, not to interrupt too much of our fun time here, but Random Effect is now going to try and stunlock Ganon. Not quite yet, but may have it now.
I'm actually mostly surprised by how just fast 9 was.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice 9. I'm gonna say, we keep talking about, trolley seeds and who rolled this mess and all that, but no, this one actually turned out to be pretty good. I mean, unless of course, you didn't go into level 7 until the last possible moment, but even so.
But why would you go to 7 ever? There's never anything in 7 except when there is.
Well, there's never anything in 7 when you want to go looking, but then when you want to not go look, there's always something in 7. But in this particular case, there was a hint that said the ladder was in level 7.
Yeah, I got that hint early and said, okay, well now I know I need to dig 7. And then and before that I saw the boomerang hint, so I'm like, cool, I don't need to dig 6. And by the time I got out of level 6 with the Triforce, I realized that my red ring was going to be a 9 just because of what items were left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the amazing part of commentary this time, is I think at 27 minutes we knew where every item in the game was, save for which of the power bracelet or bow was in for.
I am not happy about that death count. Especially the Patra in 2. That was the biggest problem I had in the scene.
So about that book, I'm assuming that was a complete accident.
Yep.
Well, that's why you don't ever push against the Armos.
Yeah.
You push them and then you run away.
I guess to me it's a small price to pay the chance of getting Y-Book to not have to keep dodging things if you have a good pattern on the enemy's setup.
Now, probably the best thing to do would just be to push again. Well, I guess at that point at that point you did have the wand.
Yeah, I had wand and I had combat stupid early, and I was surprised by that.
Yeah, but no, I think that Patra fight would have gotten a lot better without that silly book.
It also would have gone a lot better if I had just bought a blue ring, but I never saw the blue ring shop.
Yeah, where is that? Because, yeah, I was going to say, it seems like everybody had money, at least within the realm of possibility of picking up a blue ring.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Random since he dug through all of Death Mountain if it was up there, but if it was not up there, then the only other solutions would be Raft or Recorder Spot or Power Bracelet Spot, which would have been Gold Troll. But we are joined by Random Effect, second place finisher in this seed. GG, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, that went, about as smooth as it could be. It didn't really get blocked by too much. I think the only thing was kind of at the beginning, I wasted a lot of time sort of fumbling around, trying to get bombs, trying to get money to get the hints so I didn't have to go there 3 times kind of thing.
Yeah, our tracker Magic Friends has noted that you were basically 10 minutes behind the rest of the field to get your repeatable weaponry and managed to
Yeah.
pull it all the way back to catch almost all the way up to Also, who had a real significant lead on the ladder, too.
Yeah, the wand in 5, was it?
Yep.
Wasn't that difficult to get to if you just sort of did your 10 counts properly. I just kind of got stuck, and I didn't really. I don't think I had very many bombs at that point when I found that, or any at all, actually. So I couldn't really get through 5 very nicely, actually, at all without bombs. And then, yeah, I found level 7 very late, even though I knew the ladder was in there and I knew I needed it. I sort of danced around that spot quite a bit, just because I was sort of prioritizing clearing things on my way to Armos, the Armos item. And that's why I missed level 7. I did the forest, South Forest, and then went over into the East Forest without doing the level 7 spot. So that was a little bit of a pain. So I think, yeah, between sort of getting level 7 done last, basically last, and not getting the wand on the first trip because I couldn't get any bombs, that was pretty much the time difference.
Yeah, I'll say that a lot of what determined how fast you got a repeatable weapon was how fast you went into level 3. If you went to level 3 and walked enough rooms to level 3, it was a completely walkable to a diamond staircase with a red candle, and I think that's what everyone else did first, but you managed to find your way to the one without that repeatable weapon, so props to you for keeping your bombs up the next time.
Again, I was prioritizing the Armos, and so there was really no need for me to burn the Deadwoods at that point. So I'd rather go east. So yeah, it just happens to be that way.
And True Gamer finally picking up the step ladder.
Yeah, I think of all the items in this seed, the stepladder was far and away what really impacted a lot of the time spent because of how many ladder blocked items and Triforces there were in specific dungeons.
I still hold that I had no business finding the ladder earlier than like an hour in.
Did you dig 7 early then, I take it? Ish.
My route was, I want to say my route was 3, popped my head into 4, 5, 7, 1, 6, 2, 8.
Okay, yeah, that was way earlier than me. I had to double dip 2, 8, 3, 2, 8, and 3. I had to, and 1. Technically, I double dipped, but I didn't really have to, but I did. But 2, 8, and 3, I had to double dip, of course.
But hey, I died 6 times on that Patra, I think, just due to accidentally picking up the book.
I died 4 times. I don't think I died to that Patra, if you're talking about the Patra in 2.
Yeah, I died 6 times to that, and then 10 other times in the seed to other just random nonsense.
So that's how I came back.
Yeah, I did not. My combat was not great. I can say that with full confidence. My combat was not great.
I thought I was doing pretty well with my bomb combat, but then I got sloppy once I got the wand and died a few more times in level 7.
I don't know if Jiggly was keeping track, but I want to say that Also was the last to find a heart container in the seed by a literal mile.
37 minutes, I think, was my first heart. And I already had wand, ladder, red candle at that point.
Oh, well, that'll do it too. I mean, going into 7, some of those rooms are pretty crazy, and if you only have 3 hearts, that's no good.
I was tempted to just 3 heart run it, and then the game's like, here, have a couple of hearts. Please, take them.
I was very happy that I found the white sword item, the bomb upgrade white sword item, and I was 1 heart short because you needed 6 hearts to get it, and the game gave me a heart on two more screens away. I was like very happy about that.
Yeah, I had 4 hearts. Well,
Oh, there you go. The game knows, and it's being kind for a change.
Yeah, this seed wasn't all that bad, except for, like you said, level 7. It was a deep dive to the ladder, in a Dark Nut dungeon. So if you had the wand, it wasn't bad. But if you went in there without the wand, which I think maybe many runners did, potentially many runners did, that could be pretty atrocious.
Let me just say this. Going in there with Juan did not necessarily make it free, because having 3 hearts and having to do like 10 6 Blue Dark Knight rooms sucked.
Oh yeah. I mean, I
I'm
had
pretty
like
sure the
I had like
actual
8
number was
hearts
closer
at
to
that point.
4.
What was that?
I'm pretty sure the actual number of Blue Dark Knight rooms in there was 4, but it was still just a lot.
Yeah, it was.
Let's see how King Doll does on his Ganon fight here. He's down to only 2.5 hearts because he took a little bit of plink damage before he got there. But he does have a red potion. We thought that was maybe what was going to really finally kind of tip the scale on you also, is when you took the death about halfway through killing the pig the first time around, is when you went back to start. I think Random Effect was just walking in the dungeon for the first time and was walking that general direction, just didn't happen upon the compass, which was also really close to where the map was.
Yeah, I figured if I lost a
Ooh.
position or 3 to my Ganon fight, that's just how it goes.
There we go. He does it. It has occurred to me that one of the difficult things about the Swordless is the fact that you're not able to ready the potion while you're fighting Ganon. So, like,
Yeah.
you have to really watch your health, and you have to really know when to switch.
Also, if you're using an audio cue for fighting Ganon, and you happen to have the book, you just have to learn a 3rd audio cue on the fly.
I'm really glad I didn't pick up that book. I got very close to it, but didn't pick it up. I was very happy about that.
Looks like King Doll is going to bomb the correct wall, find the trolliest of old men, and rescue a princess.
Yeah, that 9 was pretty
Oh,
free.
Indeed.
Yep.
I just
So-
thought of a really, really nasty use for the book.
Before he starts going off on his book ideas that we want to know jiggly, Captain Green 7 has finished in a 111.46, and King Doll's in 4th. So the third of our restreamers at 117.
3 out of 4 ain't bad. Who's still on the restream? I didn't even look.
Truant
It
is the last.
Okay, Trent. Okay.
He is going back to level 8 with the recorder in hand, just didn't properly go to the northwest corner, but he does have a map, so he'll eventually have to stumble across it.
Shout out to me knowing I knew one item in 8 was the recorder. I didn't have the bow yet, and I was like, you know what? I just want to see if I can get the item out of 8, even though I got the Triforce in the second room of 8, and it ended up being the bow like 4 rooms in. It was like the quickest 8 to get everything I needed to get out. I was super excited about that. Was probably the play of the match for me.
Yeah, I really wanted the recorder to be even closer to the Triforce than it ended up being, because I think that really would have changed the decision-making process in this level. With the recorder being able to get right back there, do you go to 4 where you know the ladder block is in that one room before going back to 8, or do you just stick it out? But we didn't get that sort of situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would have really done. I probably would have just stuck it out since I was there. Even though, yeah, you're right. Like, there was only like a handful of rooms in level 4 that it was ladder blocked, so I don't know.
So, I probably would have actually just gone to 4, given that I never actually saw the ladder block in 4 until I had the ladder already, because I never fought that main handler early.
Hmm.
So I would have said, okay, I'll just go to 4, and then if it's not there, whistle back to 8. So be it.
Shoutouts to level 8 doing what level 7 wouldn't do, trolling you with side-by-side staircase. Still sad that we did not have that bow block in level 7 with the ladder. It
Also,
was a possibility.
maybe this is just me, but at level 8 kind of looks like a xenomorph.
Yeah. I can probably see that one.
So level 8 versus level 4, xenomorph versus Barney.
Why does that not already exist?
Bill, hold on. You gotta let the Graders of Death battle get there.
Ari, did you find a blue ring shop anywhere?
Did I? I don't know. Actually, I cannot remember. I did most of the overworld, so probably. I mean, the only things I didn't do were raft and recorder and power burst spots. So what, 7 spots there that I didn't do? I don't recall, but I wasn't really paying it. I don't pay attention to the blue ring.
I definitely didn't find it because I did not do most of Deadwoods, any of the Grave, any of Death Mountain except for the one Any Road.
I did all of Death Mountain and all the Deadwoods. Like I said, I think I did everything on the overworld except those blocked spots, so those 7. So it could have been the rare shop in one of them.
I just want to know who put 6 dungeons on the east side of Hyrule in this scene.
Well, I guess by default it would be Fred's program, but you could also blame me for rolling it if you so desire.
I was just gonna blame Dave.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for the restream and commentary. It was very fun to go back to some Swordless tonight. Hadn't done that in a while, but I got to hop off. So thank you very much. I will catch everybody.
Yeah, I'm also gonna jump out of here so that we can focus on what Truan's doing. So, GG's again, Ari, King Doll, everybody that's in this race, and thank you to the Speed Gaming folks for hosting us tonight.
Yeah, GG also.
And we'll clean up a little bit of our finishes here. We have Thurwolf in 5th place with a 118.02, Sighttown in 6th place with a 118.36.
Yep. So Truant's got to find the staircase down to that little that segment downstairs that has Triforce. Don't know if it was this room or not.
Believe so.
Yeah, it definitely was. So Truant Gamer is not going to take too long now before he finishes.
Yeah, I guess that's the good thing about level 9 is the open door is basically said, here, go this way, and by going this way, you tend to define Ganon and the compass, no matter what. I do like his strategy here. I think every single one of those bops is intentional, so you can get more health refill to go ahead and up A and save, so that it kept refilling. When you have Green Tunic and you gotta fight a Ganon who can be 8 hits and 8 hits only, it's nice to have all that extra cushion just in case.
Now, I do want to mention here that unfortunately we have had a couple of forfeits. I won't mention names, but yeah, I guess the seed might have gotten under some people's skins.
I think with a seed like this and any Swordless seed, it just depends on where some of the key items are. And with no red ring available, you had to go without your traditional defense for the most part, especially if we had a blocked blue ring. And on top of that, ladder was so deep in 7, past Dark Note rooms, past just about everything, including Bummels. So yeah, I can see why.
Well, this seed I think in a way did kind of favor more traditional veterans of the vanilla. Just in terms of combat, keeping your resources. Wasn't so much about, except for maybe finding that step ladder. It wasn't so much about finding items, chain reactions. It was, skill. Like traditional skill. So now we've got Truant Gamer, off to fight the beast.
Yep, he's gonna see this unfortunate room. This is one of 2 rooms I hate to fight in, the other being the Chevy room. Just about every other room you can survive it, including the NSU seems to be pretty standard on its spawn pattern now. Yes, Timing just a slight bit off, but it doesn't really matter when you know where the guy's going to spawn and you can hit him just about every time. So only took 4 hearts of damage, not too bad. And thankfully he did bomb in this room above, and he's going to see the troll hint just like everybody. So get your GGs out for Truant Gamer, who decides to whack the old man a couple times with the wand fire, and ends up getting punished by tying for 7th with Shaddy at a 125.33. Old man giveth and taketh away. Jay Wade finishes just behind those two with a 9th place time of 125.51. Well, Jiggly, we had a pretty interesting seed, I would say. Didn't necessarily destroy our runners, but made them kind of have to dig a dungeon that you may not want to always dig in a shapes situation.
Yeah, when all things considered, when it comes to Swordless, I have sat through much, much worse.
Yep, it definitely wasn't a +2 keystream guarding a wand this time. It was simply get through all of these Dark Nut rooms, ignore the fact that there's potential Goma block, get yourself a wand. Or I guess ladder in this case.
It also helps too that, they didn't find the ladder, 3 hours and 50 minutes in. But anyway, yeah, so this seed has definitely been, good. So hopefully next week's will continue the trend of not being terrible.
It just depends on what the bot decides to do to us next week.
Also depends too on the flags that are chosen. If you ever want to say on what flags you want to race for the weekly, always hop into the Zelda 1 Discord. And and also too, if you ever thinking about doing things like commentary, hit up one of the admins on Discord as well, and they might hook you up.
Bonus points to anybody that can convince Rick to do a one-hit KO Swordless again. We've had real trouble getting him to do it. But in any event, here is Truant Gamer, who old manned his way into a tie for 7th. GG's.
GG's. The second I saw you were on the call, I had to jump in and talk about that.
So everybody else let the old man be. Why did you decide to smack him?
Because it was kind of a rude hint to give right there when I already knew she was next door.
Despite what was a early deficit to the ladder, you ended up making up some time in the end on Elsoa and some of the lead runners in this who kind of got bopped around by either the Petra in level 2 or the Ganon fight itself. So not too bad given that you had probably, a 25-30 minute deficit on the ladder?
Yeah, that ladder, I knew it was in 7 early, and I just didn't want to bother with it because it didn't seem important just yet. And then eventually I started to second guess myself and think maybe I misread the boomerang hint as a bow hint or something, and I was going to go back and check that. And then I realized that there was technically another row below where I thought there was in 7, and I was just looking for a map at that point to see before I went bomb crazy. And it worked out in there because I got nervous that Goma in 7 was blocking the ladder, and then I said, well, that doesn't make sense. I thought Bo was in 4 for a while, but that threw me off too.
Yeah, I don't think there was much of a way to get to the bow in level 8 as it was, so the sea kind of forced you to go that way, and in the end, you basically had to have that Goma not be the correct staircase for the ladder.
How did everyone else do finding the wand?
Alsoa had the lead right off the bat, finding to the wand, and had the lead to just about every single item thereon. So he definitely made his lead early and kept it throughout, even though he lost just a little bit at the end there. And then I want to say you were the last on restream to the wand, but the deficit wasn't quite as impactful as the ladder.
Yeah, I know when I do these in the future, I definitely need to start marking what was blocking me where, because even I went back for that recorder thinking that I was blocked in 3 by Dig Dogger when I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to have to trek all the way back to 8 again for it if I wasn't.
Definitely an interesting little seed here for Swordless Seed that kind of gave you the easy route with the candle, the bomb upgrade being accessible. The only thing that wasn't accessible was defense in this seed. You didn't get a red ring because it was a 9. Didn't get a blue ring because it was blocked on the overworld, presumably. Alright. I don't know if Jiggly has anything else for us here as far as questions or comments.
No, everything seems to be okay here.
So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. If you want to see more of our weeklies, they are always on the same time every Sunday. Don't know what the flags will be next week. You'll have to come in and take a look and see what we are trolling ourselves into. But until then, thanks to Magic Friends, that was the tracker behind the scenes, clicking buttons, doing all the hard work for you. Thanks to the Speed Gaming staff and the channel for hosting our weeklies. Thanks to Jiggly for talking with me, and thanks to the runners for being on the restream. And yeah, I'm Fury SK.
Yep. Good night, everybody.